Okay, continuing with our complementary coordination patterns with double levers. I've only got a single lever for right now. I want to make an addendum to the last video I did, a little safety tip. Much of the last video was involved with teaching you this thrusting loading motion before you go back into your strike. You can hit yourself in the head as you now go out into your strike. The tip can crack right here, crack right into your face. I've done it more than once. It's definitely something that you can do. You want to eliminate this before you start training with really hard impact weapons or training blades like I'm demonstrating with. Soft stick is a good idea if you're not experienced at this. So keep that in mind when you're training. Be careful of the residual tip movement as you're going in to your strike. You learn to make little compensating motions like pulling your hand a little back and a little up as you go into your strike. You learn how to modify it a little bit. So having said that, I'll go back to my blades. Now, of course, the blades are not going to be used when I'm training with another partner. We're not going to be clacking blades together. I use them in the videos because I think they may pick up the light and help you see what's going on a little bit better. So today I want to add a couple of more loading motions in addition to that thrusting load. The loading motion we're going to begin with is the roof loading motion. And so from a strike, I turn my core, so my left shoulder comes forward, and I pull it straight back over my head, making literally a shielding motion over my head before I rotate the core again and strike. So with one lever, it looks like this. Okay. Now, as long as I'm standing on the contested plane with my opponent, that's the plane that cuts my opponent and I in half vertically, this is not really a very effective blocking motion over my head unless whoever is striking at me is over here. But in reality, when this is applied with a blocking motion, you are frequently moving off on a line, which makes it quite effective. You're no longer pointing it at the opponent, but you're angled this way. And that means that anything coming over does have a tendency to be blocked. Now, I'm not showing you this movement today as a blocking motion. I'm showing it to you as a loading motion, but very many things in the martial arts do double duty. They are what I refer to as twofers. And in this case, this roofing motion, if you're getting good coordination with it, when you need it, it's there. You just need to change the footwork a little bit when you're applying it. So just using it as a loading motion, just as I taught you with the last loading motion, the thrusting loading motion, we can be going along with our basic Kab Kab template, and whenever I feel like it, I can pull the roofing motion back over my head. So it's very similar to your thrust load, but it's up here now. It's not that different. So you should feel a sense of ease with it if you've already gotten used to your thrusting motion. That's not that difficult, that's not that different. And you can mix it in mathematically in exactly the same way as I showed you with the thrusting loading motion. Now the low wing loading motion. Now what the low wing is from my forehand strike, I dip the tip of my lever and point it out to the side. This is frequently used as a low outside wing blocking motion, parrying motion, for sure, but it also internally rotates the shoulder and sets up a powerful strike. So we can be going along here, and I can load out that way. Notice how the tip points down. Rather than pointing ahead, as in the thrusting and the roof motion, now the point points down and out to the side. And just as with the other ones, you can mathematically put it in any way you want. You can randomize it, and you can make it 3 counts. 1, 2, dip. 1, 2, dip. 1, 2, dip. 1, 2, dip. And you can do it in any other fashions that you want. The very difficult is dipping it every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That takes a little while to get used to. So those are 2 more loading motions you can add in to increase the variety of your complementary training patterns. We're still sticking with just spicing up Kab Kab right now, and there's one more video yet for that. And I'll see you in that one next time. Keep training.